So there's a small YouTube channel named Daquavis, and he is pretty much just a bootleg dream. The thumbnail's not clickbait, even though it is, and I honestly might just start doing this thumbnail more often because I think it's absolutely hilarious. But anyways, coming back to the topic, Daquavis. He faked his videos and he pretty much sucks hooker booty hole. Unlike my other videos, this video is not meant to call Daquavis a big creepy weirdo the Willy Tato trademarked way, but rather this video is just more dedicated to shining a bright Luxor skybeam to the fake things he's done. So please, give me the time to tell you guys about all the times I caught Daquavis faking his videos. Well, not all the times, I only looked at 2 videos, but anyways, yeah, you get the idea. Before we continue, shout out to this lovely person named HTWB for giving me the video idea to bring him to light these fake stunts. This video would not have been possible without HTWB, so thank you very much, fine gentleman or fine gentlewoman. I don't really know. And another thing before we continue, I think it might be mutually agreed upon within the Daquavis community that he already faked his videos, but I don't know, there's still some people who legitimately think that Daquavis does not fake his stunts. So I think I would rather just cement it in stone once and for all that, he does fake his stunts to some degree. Well, not the stunts themselves, but rather certain mechanics that lead me to believe that he manipulated some of the data within Minecraft in order to benefit him and help him make these stunts much easier. The videos we're going to be examining today is one of the latest videos he's uploaded on April 26, 2025, called Minecraft Speedrunner vs 3 Pro Minecrafters, as well as one from a little while back, like 2 weeks ago as of recording, called Minecraft Speedrunner vs 4 Pro Minecrafters. And I ought to say, if these guys are pro Minecrafters, then I'm freaking St. Peter. These guys are horrible at Minecraft, you'll see in a bit. But anyways, there's another video that I found that is so blatantly staged that I want to go over it. Keep in mind, I'm no pro Minecrafter, but I did a lot of these experiences and experiments myself on these techniques or Minecraft bullshito that Daquavis pulls, and I just want to talk about these 2 videos specifically. I will also not be talking about placements of certain blocks or anything like that has to do with the seed specifically, primarily because I don't know the specific seed. I only have a limited amount of Minecraft information, so I'll only present the things I have some level of knowledge about and some things that I can maybe prove beyond a shadow of a doubt. Like you can see later on, the only thing that I kind of get wonky on are the ruined chest portal loots. Again, I'm no pro Minecrafter, so keep that in mind throughout the video and please correct me if I'm wrong. And also, if I'm right, then don't go harassing Daquavis. That's just a loser activity to be doing. He just fakes his stuff, I guess. He's doing it for absolute cinema memes. But you get the idea. I mean, he's just trying to get that bread. And I don't really blame him. But still, he's faking his videos. And I want to throw that out there. Also, sorry for holding the keys to the kingdom of enlightenment over your head, but one more thing that I forgot to mention is that I'll only be showing clips of him doing the things. Well, not even clips, I'll be showing screenshots of him doing the things. I won't actually show the clips, so that way he can't really copyright me. So, with that being said, let's begin. So, starting off with blatantly way too many items during the ruined portal bit. This guy got 31 iron nuggets from 4 separate slots. 3, 4, 6, and a whopping fat 18 stacks. These stacks are reading like an AP Chem ionization chart. It's wild the instability we see here. But anyways, this all adds up to 31 iron nuggets. However, the funny thing is that, in my interpretation from the Minecraft wiki loot tables at least, you can only get at minimum 9 iron nuggets a slot. And you can only get about 18 max, but somehow dude got a 3, 4, 6, and 18. The 18 is unironically the most logical one here. It's when he put in a few extra nuggets, which is what really kind of unsold the performance, if that makes sense. And the funniest part about this is that you can only have 4 to 8 item stacks per chest. So even under the assumption that I've interpreted the table wrong, which is more than likely, I don't understand half the terminology on this table. It's like reading a health insurance contract. This guy can somehow get 3 out of 4 stacks that aren't even possible in the potential rolls, get more than the amount of slots filled than possible. He got way too many rolls in this one chest, which is really stupid. Okay, after some further consultation with my comrades, I have come to the conclusion that I am pretty stupid and I might not be able to read loot tables. Can someone teach me what each column means in a loot table? Thanks, it would really help a lot. But anyways, my point still stands. Bro got 4 too many slots filled. Get it? Far. 4. Yeah, that was a really bad joke, I'm sorry. Okay, now like Katy Perry said, I'm changing my mind like a girl changes clothes. I just asked ChatGPT and it said that it was impossible for iron nuggets to spawn in clusters of 3, 4, and 6. So just let me know what the hell is going on in the comments. I'm pretty sure that this can't really happen in a ruined portal, but some of my friends told me it is possible, but I don't really know. Moving on, for this scene specifically, I call horse nuts. This is complete donkey testicles. You can't stop fall damage with flint and steel. I asked a bunch of my friends, all of them said no you can't, but just to be sure, I tried it myself just to make sure, and sure enough, either I have a large skill issue and suck balls, or you genuinely can't stop fall damage with flint and steel. Which, you know me, I'm a pro gamer. I know what I'm doing. So I'm leaning more on the fact that it's either the game's fault that I'm not making it, or he probably installed a mod somewhere to help him do that, or he just has reduced fall damage mods or something. K-Quad has the survival instincts of a moth to a forest fire. There's no way that these pro Minecrafters will follow this guy with their backs facing the edge of a cliff, fully knowing that he has a knockback sword. Team Rocket would probably be proud of this guy from how far they've been launched. Yeah, I too love to keep my back turned to someone with a rocket launcher that can blast me away to Kingdom Come. Honestly, this is probably one of the blatantly fake ones where even though these people are supposed to be pro, they don't understand that it's completely stupid to be chasing this guy who clearly has not only terrain advantage, weapon advantage, as well as armor advantage even, but they continually mindlessly chase this guy around. This is just evidence that reinforces my belief that Daquavis probably told his friends to be stupid and just continually chase him after mindlessly. Do I know that for sure? Not really. I'm just saying what I think. But still, at the very least, these people clearly are not pros. Just a nitpick here, but what the hell are the chances that this guy's got Frostwalker 2 on his boots? Not only did this guy get more items in the chest than he should have, they also just so happen to be Frostwalker 2 boots for this guy to get a nasty clip on him. And yes, they are Frostwalker 2. They have an ice radius of 4 blocks as you can see here. But anyways, this golden boots thing just reinforces my belief that at the very least the ruined portal chest was a picked seed instead of a random seed that was really, really lucky. The worst case scenario, and this is what I believe, is that the chests were tampered with, and Daquavis was, allegedly of course, cheating. I also know that some people are gonna say, oh, but Daquavis has publicly admitted that he's staging some of his videos. And to that, I have to say, staging is when you tell people to do certain things in order to, pretend that you look better than you really are. But in this case, I genuinely think that he's cheating in his manhunts. Like, staging is just another word to soften the blow of him cheating on manhunts and stuff like that, make himself seem better than he really is. And I'm not saying that I'm better than him. I'm just saying that this guy is just really trying to, at the end of the day, make entertaining content, but at the same time make himself seem better than he really is, which he's not. Again, you can't negate fall damage with flint and steel. Sure, ideally you can, since each invincibility tick is about 10 ticks, which is half a second, but I tried it and either my computer is laggy as hell, I have a comedically large skill issue, which is not true, or you can't do that at all. And I'm leaning more towards you can't do that. This is just another nitpick, but he only placed 1 block behind him instead of 2 to account for the angle of knockback, which is not a very smart move and it just makes me believe Daquavis told him to get a lobotomy prior to the video, and everyone else as you can see later. It took me a while to capture this frame right here, but in this frame you can see pixels of a Warden Sonic Boom. If you just Google how much damage a Warden Sonic Boom does, you can see that it ignores armor. Quoting the Minecraft wiki here, this attack bypasses shields, armor, enchantments, blocks, and even the wither armor of the wither. And to further prove this, I did an experiment where I wore straight Prot 4 diamond armor, towered up, got the Warden's attention, and then got absolutely annihilated. Yet here we are with Daquavis not wearing any resistance, which is the only thing that can protect you from the Warden Sonic Boom, and essentially just got harassed with the Warden basically pissing on Daquavis. So yeah, obviously he's modded the world to an extent, because there's no way he took that little damage from the Warden Sonic Boom. Bro got shot again, and as you can see here, he essentially gets stroked by his lion's mane. The Warden is gently caressing the beard on this dude's chinny chin, and no one is calling out how absurd it is that this guy can survive Warden Sonic Booms and take not nearly as much damage as I did, wearing full diamond armor Prot 4. But then again, like my friend Tristan said, it's probably just a skill issue. My guy, Daquavis, You have at most Prot 4 diamond pants and nothing else. You're literally about to get essentially arrested for public indecency with how much armor you lack in game. And the Warden does less damage here than when he had the armor on. All he had was the same pants as earlier and nothing else, and he takes less damage here, coincidentally leaving him on 1 heart. If I had to guess what the modification to the Warden is, it's probably a damage reduction thing that reduces the amount of damage done to Daquavis, and if he is under 50% HP, it would deal even less damage than it already has been modded to do, and when he's near 1 heart, it won't completely kill him. But anyways, that's just the theory. A game. In this frame, you can see the buckle of a piglin, meaning that it's a piglin brute. However, like the Facebook moms believing that Mark Zuckerberg is secretly a lizard trying to overthrow American democracy in order to start an elite oligarchy with Elon Musk and Donald Trump, I too have a conspiracy theory, and it's that these piglins are not piglins. I'm saying that they're freaking modded too. If he can mod the damage that the Warden can output, he can probably change the piglins too. It literally did 1.5 hearts, which is the approximate equivalent of if I were to put on the exact same 3/4 iron armor and 1/4 diamond armor that Daquavis had, exact same pieces, but with straight prot 4, which we all know he didn't have straight prot 4. So me with enchantments took about the same amount of damage as Daquavis did without enchantments. That makes no sense whatsoever. And yeah, nothing happens for a while, so I thought I'd just throw this in here too. But he also got 9 Eyes of Ender at the time frame 12:22, and coincidentally at 18 on the dot when he reaches the portal, it was just barely enough Eyes of Ender. Why would he take such a tremendous risk? You could see that he was being pressured, but at the time they were still tracking him down. And why would he kill off the piglins instead of continuing to trade with them? And even then, sure, maybe he could have killed off more Endermen along the way. But since his sword and axe don't have looting on them, how would he know that the 1 or 2 Endermen he would find along the way would drop pearls? Endermen have a 50% chance of dropping 1 pearl. And sure, these are pretty high odds considering this guy can literally win 0% rolls. Refer back to the Iron Nugget section at the beginning of the review of this video. But that's a huge risk considering the fact that at the very least, this guy would need to win one single 50-50 if he didn't get as lucky as he did. At worst, there are absolutely no Eyes of Ender whatsoever. This guy would need to win 3 50-50s or 12.5% chance, which would just be really impractical, and he would be better off trading or continuing to farm E-Men in the Warp Forest, and this is all under the assumption that none of the eyes break, which is very likely. But since he didn't kill E-Men in the Warp Forest, where there's more E-Men in there than there are faces of Benjamin in your local Wells Fargo, it makes no sense for him to be taking these risks. And continuing on with this fantasy that Daquavis has enamored himself in, basically, there is an 11.09% chance that an end portal spawns with 3 or more Eyes of Ender. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Eyes of Ender. There's an 11.9% chance that it appears with 3 or more Eyes of Ender. And this guy's just taking a huge risk. That is basically an 89-ish, 88, 89-ish % chance that this guy is able to fill up the portal with exactly that many pearls. So at the very least, this guy got used to the seed. At the very worst, this guy is just getting really lucky, I guess. I don't know. He probably flew over to the portal and then put in some Eyes of Ender, and then after that just dipped. For this scene here, what you're telling me basically is out of these 2 pro Minecrafters, both of them couldn't do a water clutch. I would kind of expect that at least one would do it since they're both pro Minecrafters. But whatever, sure, let's glance over that, I guess, amateurs. I ain't any better, but hey, I'm no pro, I'm just speaking my opinion. Let's just overlook this, I guess. Okay, this is definitely faked for sure. In this one frame, one of the guys had a perfect shot on him, but they didn't land a single hit that time. You'll see in the second video too, where the guys basically just turn off their brains and game sense, lose all their geometry knowledge, and just miss so badly that those I miss him / her Valorant players would be proud. And also in a previous frame, there was no one in sight, so where the hell did bro come from? He had to have come from this direction, so where in the world did bro emerge from? Dude came out of his slumber from nowhere like he was Barney in that one meme. So what you're telling me here in this frame is that these guys don't have bows, crossbows, arrows, snowballs, eggs, projectiles, nothing to knock this guy off? But then again, they probably just ran out of materials and stuff, but still, they have armor, so that's such a weird thing to be lacking. With all due respect, this guy might actually be the baby of an octopus and an axolotl that had a kid in an asbestos factory. There's no way that this guy actually just didn't hear or see anything that Daquavis did. He was definitely an F5 because he was hiding in the pillar. And if not, then he definitely heard someone take fall damage behind him. And sure, probably playing it up for the content, but I find this not to be very pro the Minecrafter. And yeah, I mean, that's really about it for the first video because the Warden does more damage to me than him. It's pretty racist in my opinion because, you know, I'm an Asian. I don't know what race Daquavis is, but this is racism to Asians, and I think that Asian lives matter. But anyways, let's move on to the second video. Okay, in theory, this would work if you took cacti damage at the very tick before the fall damage kicks in. However, it should also work if you take continuous damage from cacti, so I guess we can use cacti to negate fall damage now. Wait a minute. I don't doubt that you can actually negate fall damage with cacti, but the timing is so tight that I personally think he probably modded either the invincibility ticks from taking fall damage, or just straight up used like a texture pack to retexture water to cacti or something. I don't know, it's probably the first one. He probably did just modify the tick damage or something. What the? Okay, so this makes no sense at all whatsoever, because how did the guy not notice the TNT that's right above his head? One of the hunters even called it out, so why in the world would they just act like sitting ducks? Then again, it's probably for the content, I don't know. So, for this segment, it doesn't really have anything to do with him faking anything. It's just they should be copyrighted here for singing a copyrighted song. So, this is just another conspiracy theory, but I think that they're screaming and playing it up for the camera so that way they have some content to put in. So it doesn't look like that Daquavis did a full time skip because nothing interesting happened during that time. But whatever, I mean, who cares about that part? They all dug 3 separate tunnels right next to each other, but the tunnels on the edges are incomplete. Instead of one person following the other, definitely for dramatic effect, they wanted to look like they're bursting out and stuff like that, and that would look cool. But anyways, it's just really weird how they dug 3 separate tunnels. If they somehow coincidentally magically knew that they were nearing an opening so they could get ahead faster, that's just a really weird thing. I don't know how they were able to see that they were getting close enough to actually burst out. So that's another thing that's kind of strange. But one person had a diamond pickaxe while the others had iron. So it's also illogical for them to all be mining at once when they could just burst out with the guy that had the diamond pickaxe. So yeah, overall, that's just a really weird thing. What I think happened is that Daquavis hid them inside the pillar or something, inside the wall, so that way when Daquavis is getting nearby, they could all burst out at once for dramatic effect. But that just doesn't really work because you already show that these guys are pro Minecrafters, so why would they be wasting durability on their pickaxes? And not only that, it's just more efficient to have one guy dig out. Also, full diamond is a reoccurring thing I'm seeing here throughout the manhunts. They're always constantly getting like very high amounts of diamond armor. And that's just such a weird thing because I don't really see how they can be getting full diamond this many times, or like 3/4 diamond, or even half diamond. It's really hard for them to get 6 pieces times however many fights that they have with Daquavis. And that's just really strange how they are able to get diamond armor as much as they do. That's just something that I also don't believe. One of the hunters jumps at Daquavis here, who is blatantly above lava and has also placed down some blocks and stuff like that. There's no way that they would jump after Daquavis knowing that the vines would instantly break. But that's just another weird thing that I'm seeing there, and it's definitely more proof that they are staged. So instead of being mad or something like that, he does this sort of yodeling thing, which actually I kind of find to be racist towards Native Americans. Just joking, that was sarcasm. Funny thing here is that ChatGPT would probably rip out my trachea because, again, I don't think that iron nuggets spawn in clusters of 1, 2, or 4. And once again, there can be no more than 8 slots filled up. But here we are with a whopping 17 slots, more than half the chest filled up with some item in it, which is just impossible. And also, what are the chances that there's a looting 3 sword here? Like, it makes no sense. He would have to win the 1 in 27 chance that he would get the looting 3 sword, which just so happens to play a crucial role later on of him killing the slimes in order to make exactly 2 slime machines, one of them which he gets hit off of, and then the other one he builds for himself, and then they both have this Pirates of the Caribbean looking battle or whatever it is. And yeah, this guy's farming the slime minions with looting 3 sword, what a coincidence. He couldn't even fake it too. If you watch the original video, you can literally hear him say, and I quote, perfecto. Like he just didn't get the materials to make a flying machine because there's 17 minutes of the video left. It's really freaking predictable. In this frame right here, you can see the 3 blind mice. This one can't see for solving world hunger because he's aiming towards Timbuktu
This one can't see for solving world peace and is trying to hit Daquavis like he's reaching the top of his fridge for the cookie jar. And this one can't see for anything else, like, I don't know, solving cancer, because he clearly could have made the shot but had to miss it for content, of course. Again, this is just another missed shot that easily could have hit Daquavis, but of course he had to miss for the content. And in this frame right here, this is obviously blatantly staged right here. In this part right here, in this fight scene, Daquavis ran away first, and then the manhunter decides to run away instead of chasing after to get the kill, knowing that Daquavis is probably running away for his own safety. And sure, he might have also been low, but it would have been better to at least gamble to try and sacrifice since this Daquavis guy is so good. But anyways, yeah, that's just a really dumb thing to be seeing right there. I don't think that should have been possible in the manhunt. And here, one of the manhunters somehow brought fireworks, knowing that they were going to get the elytra, and Daquavis somehow gets a looting 3 sword, maximum level of looting by the way, dude somehow won the goddamn lottery by winning the roll for the sword, and then won the roll again for specifically looting 3 to get the maximum amount of slime from the slimes that he somehow coincidentally dug into, and gave a minimal reaction and then killed them like it's Tuesday to coincidentally make 2 flying machines. That just makes no sense at all whatsoever. This manhunt just sucks. It's blatantly staged. And to an extent, I would say that Daquavis is even cheating here. And in that manhunt, the final thing that I want to say is that Daquavis somehow managed to lose that one. And of course, he probably staged it so that way, he doesn't have a 100% win rate all the time. Being a little bit humble, just so that way it's not blatantly staged. But it's still staged nonetheless, as you can see from all the things that I pointed out here. And yeah, I mean, that's all I really have to say in terms of the video for Daquavis. I have been recording this with tonsillitis. My tonsils are really infected right now. So yeah, that's why it was kind of hard to record this video. But anyways, I mean, I hope you all enjoyed the video, I guess. Everyone already knows that Daquavis stages his stuff, and I also wanted to make this video because I found out that Daquavis and Dream were going to do a duel, so I decided to record this video beforehand, so that way once I edit it, and then the second they post their duel, I'll post my video on Daquavis, so I can maximize those views, baby! But anyways, yeah, I mean, that's all I really have to say. Yeah, it was pretty hard to record this video because my tonsils are feeling pretty bad right now. It hurts to swallow. But anyways, yeah, that's all I really have to say. I hope you all have a good day, and bye.